Welcome to the Texas Truck Channel. I'm Craig.
And I'm Brian.
And Brian, it's been a minute, but you've done a lot. You've been busy.
I've been busy.
Are you tired?
I'm always tired.
Well, you should be tired because he's been busy working on this thing behind us. And we've got a lot to talk about, Brian. Talk us through everything you've been up to.
Well, let me get people back to zero, because some people haven't been with us long enough to know what this is. This is I guess this is my daily driver, but we have press cars and we have the company Ranger. I'm not driving this all the time. I've been driving a lot lately. Sometimes I drive it once a week, sometimes I drive it once a month, sometimes I drive it 5 days a week. Who knows? It all varies. But this has been in the background, kind of support rig for all of our shoots. When we go on our overlanding trips, this has most of the gear in it. And it has, I mean, it's not the only rig, but it's a part of all the things we do, whether it's on camera or not. It's kind of the unsung hero of our entire channel, which is interesting for a truck channel. This is the one we can't let go. So I want to get into what it is. This is a 2007 Land Rover LR3. It is not the HSE, it's the SE. And all that means is it doesn't have the navigation screen on it, but we've done something about that too. 4.4 liter V8 paired to a ZF6, which is basically the same thing as the Ford 6R80 transmission. Ford actually licensed this transmission from ZF, made it domestically for the F-150 trucks, Mustangs, everything rear-wheel drive. Really good transmission. Do you know how often it misshifts?
Never.
It's never happened. Never done it once. So really happy with that. It just works. We drive a lot of new stuff that does that sometimes. Pardon some ambient noise. We are at Northwest OHV in Bridgeport, Texas. It's about an hour from where we're based. So we go off-roading. So what we've done to this rig, Craig, is very little to make it extremely capable. Out with the old and in with the new. Look at this thing. It has fans on the back and a separate module to replace this old dinky halogen. So we're gonna upgrade quite a bit here. These things are rated for 60 watts, 30 watts a bulb. That's pretty incredible. And also by ditching the HIDs, you got all this weight. This thing weighs about 1.5 pounds. Not a huge deal, but if you're doing something with a sports car where weight matters, this is, I mean, just feels like nothing, like ounces. So this is high beam HID. Good tech, but generates a lot of heat. And then high beam halogen. I can feel the heat coming off of both of these right now. Look at this over here, how much brighter this is. This is now LED in the HID projectors. I feel no heat. LED high beams. I do feel some heat coming off of this, but mostly I see a bunch of brightness. I'm getting blinded right here. All right, we're in the field. Again, left is projector, right is LED. This is low beam. And there's high beam. Holy cow. That's a huge difference. Look how bright the shed on the right side is, and how dim the tree is on the left, kind of over here. Maybe it's not coming on camera, but I'm not seeing a lot of spread. And then again, if we go back down to low beam, we've got our fogs in clear, and we've got them in amber. Really love that. Super cool. All right, everyone, that's it. It's done. We've got the side lights, the running lights, we've got the turn signals, high beams down here, low beams right there, and the switchback LEDs right here. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with these. The fit and finish, the build quality looks really good. This is not some cheap Chinese thing. This company is based here in California, here in America. And I gotta say, if you're looking for a way to update a vehicle that you like that maybe isn't the newest thing, like our Ranger comes with LEDs from the factory, this thing needed some help, and we're gonna do more with it with LastFit. I'm really impressed with them, I gotta say. So if you wanna support a company that supports our show, man, check them out. Discount code below. They're awesome. Now back to the episode. Okay, let's try this again. So what we've done, Craig, I want to talk about lighting first. Let's get into that real quick. What I've done recently is I've actually taken the factory light, which is actually really good, and I've reworked it. I've got some LEDs in here from LastFit LED. That's LED, that's LED. These two are in a box at home. I haven't installed them yet. But these factory fog lights, they look dirty because we've been off-roading, but they actually toggle between clear or amber, and I love that. That's really fun, and they work really good, really bright at night. Happy with that. We do have some poser lights right here that I installed because I was convinced I wanted these, and I haven't actually wired them up yet because back to that time thing. Anyways, one day those will work, but the reality is the last LEDs are so good I don't even need them. So that's where we're at. Coming around the corner, we are missing a headlight washer sprayer because, well,
who needs those?
We don't need that where we're going. What we've done is we took off the factory alloy 18-inch wheels, chunked them. We don't need those. We got some Steelies off of a new Defender Land Rover. And what we did is we put some BFG KO2s around it. They are a 255 70R18, makes it just around a 32-inch tire. It's a little bit narrower, but kind of tall. This wheel is white originally, but we've sprayed it gunmetal. And the beauty is we've scratched the heck out of them today, and I'll just go when we get home and they'll be gunmetal again. The reason why it's taller, Craig, is this thing rides on air suspension, which is, as we've discovered today and we have known for a while, is just a cheat code at life. Part of why this is so magical off-road is because of the air ride. It can raise itself up for obstacles. And even if you get hung up and all four wheels are spinning and it's not moving, it has ride height sensors in all four corners. And if a pressure load drops in one corner or enough corners, it'll lift it an additional inch to make it taller to get off of the obstacle. It's pretty cool. This thing right here is a side vent, Craig. You don't have this on the other side because this is where the air comes in. It's functional.
That's your actual air intake.
That's your water fording line right there, Craig. That's the edge. That's how far you can go into it. This ride's a little taller because we've actually tricked the ride height sensors to make it think that it is lower than it is. So it actually stretches. It's a different rod that goes on the ride height sensor and it actually makes the thing ride higher. That's pretty cool. You have spots for roof racks up top, all that kind of stuff. Coming up back, Craig, not a whole lot of fanfare here, but there is a really cool spot here with a factory recovery point. These are super, super beefy. The test videos of these, when they engineer this, is really funny. They'll actually tie it to like a tank or something and drive it at speed, and they'll snap the thing sideways. You can lift the house with this. It's really cool. There's also a trailer hitch that can go right there and be removed when you're off-roading, so it's not hurting the departure angle. This has got to be one of the most meaningful off-road vehicles from the factory that we've ever had or driven. To this day, I'm not sure there's something that's so luxurious that is also so focused off-road. One last thing, Craig, we can't forget is that it has a 4.4 liter V8 up front, which means it sounds awesome. Let's hear it. Also, you hear that trucker sound?
Yes.
That trucker air sound, that's the air suspension bleeding sound or air off. The silencer fell off and we just haven't replaced it because it sounds cool. All right, pop under the hood, Craig, is the AJ41 V8 4.4 liter, which is good for a whopping 300 horsepower, 315 foot-pounds of torque, which is surprisingly fine. Gets the job done. I wish it had 50 more, but I'll always say that if we're honest. One thing it likes to do is leak coolant sometimes. But really it's only happened in one spot. It's one of these little T-fittings, which is under here, that we replaced with a tire gauge for 1.5 years, and turns out that doesn't work either. So we just replaced it with the right part, and now it's totally fine.
All right, Unplugged Garage here, update on the cheap lander.
Yes.
We think we've got it fixed. Brian, talk us through what you've done.
Well, what I've done is I took a tire pressure gauge and I just undid that. And we found the brake. It was a T on the coolant crossover. And so I took, look over here, Bridgestone that sponsored this. It's a roadside fix so we can get to an AutoZone or wherever and get a replacement fitting. Just fatigue of a little T handle, that's all it was. Honestly, it's pretty ironclad other than some random, Britishness every once in a while, but pretty reliable, pretty smooth V8, quad cam, gets the job done. Let's check out the interior with Craig.
All right, Brian, let's check out the interior of the LR3, or some call Discovery 3. I wish they called it that, but let's get in here, or just call it a Defender. That's what the new Defender is. So anyways, let's get back here. Oh my gosh, look at all this gear. It's a lot of stuff back here. And in fact, that's one of the beauties of this. This is why this is the unbelievable overland rig, because you just got so much space because it's tall and square. Like, that's what you want.
Yeah, well done.
And then you get a tailgate. Every off-road vehicle, when you're overlanding, should have a tailgate.
Wait, hop on there.
Whether it's a pickup or whatever, it should have a tailgate. That's just how it should work.
I absolutely agree.
Now, Brian, you always put out this stupid feature. I hate this design, that it cuts into here and it means it sticks out farther here. You're like, oh, if it rains, you can cut it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen on the planet. But it's a good design feature as far as aesthetics go.
It does this so that when you sit down in the rain, your knees are not out unprotected when it's drizzling and inverted.
Yeah, really, it's because they used to have a spare tire here, and now they had to keep some sort of the same style look. But whatever,
let's get technical with me.
Let's get to the second row.
All right.
All right, Brian, you get in back here, and you have wait a minute, some really nice seats back here. Is this real leather?
Yeah, these are LR4 seats.
Okay, so that's what's going on here. These are LR4 seats, which means they're actually a little more comfortable than the LR3 seats, and they're still they fold in 3 different ways, so you got plenty of configurability, and they go basically flat.
Yeah, well, no, they go flat. Let me show you. Hold that real quick.
Yep.
You fold it flat. Now look at pardon all the overlanding gear. This is where you think it is. It's not. There's a lever here.
Ah, there you go. Now it's flat.
Now it's flush with the back seat, and you can sleep in here with no ridge in your back.
Huh? You think some other brands can figure that out?
Well, there's no hybrid battery back here, so it's okay.
Okay, but you do have rear AC, and that actually does work. And you have, look, 3 sunroofs.
Yes, you do.
So to the front. All right, Brian, getting up to the captain's quarters. So you get in here, and Brian, number 1, you get a key.
A cut you key.
A cut you key. I get you. But what it does is it starts the 4.4 liters of Fury, but we're not going to do that right now because we're going to show some of the goodies you've done, Brian. Right here.
Turn the key forward. Show 'em.
Yep. Okay. So normally you only get this is a cubby hole in the SE trim.
It's like this. It's just a pocket.
And I'm going to argue this is better than the HSC because the HSC you get the trim or the digital display from 2007.
Yeah, but you can't put CarPlay in that.
In 2007, Brian, they didn't have as good a technology.
Yeah, iPhone just came out.
So you don't want that. You want this because now you can actually get just CarPlay and then it works like a modern car. There's that.
It's absolutely great. And it also ties into the factory radio, so you don't lose any of the diagnostic things that you can do with the factory radio.
Very good. And you get dual zone automatic climate control, which is really nice. It actually works quite well. And then, Brian, you get toggles and buttons from Rhino somebody.
Yeah, Proud Rhino. It's one of the aftermarket suppliers.
Yep. And you've got this wired for 12 volt, your voltage outage. Or
there's USB cables.
Oh, USB cables there. And then you haven't wired your poser lights yet, but that's where they will go.
They'll go here.
They will go there. And it'll be more like a rocket ship.
Yeah.
Brian, I want to point out this right here. The ride height is massive. This is easier to do than Toyota. You just go high to low. It's real easy.
It's super
And then
fast.
your drive modes just work.
Yeah, super simple. And I wish our new Ranger, I wish it had actual icons on the switch. I can just go click, 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 you know where it's at.
You don't have to wait for a screen to load. It just goes.
It's just there, yep.
All right, Brian, I think that's it. Let us know what you think about the LR3 or Discovery 3 in other markets. And Brian's been looking at a lot of LR4s. Should he get one? Let us know in the comments.
You're in this. Craig is in the Ranger. I'm in the Tacoma. It's over here. And we found what's probably the worst obstacle yet.
Pushing the limits.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a guinea pig with a landing because we scratched this, we just don't care. And the other ones we do care. So we'll see how this goes and then we'll go from there. Crawl, there you go. So now we're putting a lot of stress on that tie rod there. Alright, I think we're going this way now. Alright. Woo! Rear hop on that one. Just right off now. I don't know, man. It's pretty deep. Your call. You can probably do it.